Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic, and Wizards sponsored me for this event. And dude, you were sitting so good until I start the video. What's with that? I was going to have a cameo from this guy, but I think we're going to have him taken away by the gorgeous one over here, my mama, or the mama. Not my mama, his mama. That's weird. Anyway, all right, so we are playing a super fun deck today, and it is Sorin Tribal. So we are doing, this is during the event, during the core set pre-release event, and I've been sponsored by Wizards of the Coast to be a part of this event. And what we are doing is we are playing vampires. The vampires are super good. We tested this deck out against Thyrixix a little bit ago. He was gnawing on these, so the sound is going a little bit off. But we are testing out a few of the new vampires, things like Knight of the Even Legion, Sorin, which is just an amazing card in general. And what we want to do with this is get it out as quick as possible. Neg 3, hopefully to get hit something like a Bishop of Rebirth, a Vengeant Vampire, Champion of Dusk, draw some cards, Ivona, just try to get value out of the Sorin. We also can, if we keep it alive for a while, we can tick up, put a counter onto her creature, gains Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn if it's a vampire. And then you can +1, you may sacrifice a vampire. When you do, it does 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. So the ultimate dream with this deck is that we get this down on turn 3. We grab a Bishop of Rebirth after playing a Dusk Legion Zealot on turn 2. And then on the next turn, we get to plus up, sacrifice Dusk Legion Zealot, deal 3 damage to them, gain 3 life, swing in with Bishop of Rebirth, bring back Dusk Legion Zealot, gain a life, or sorry, lose a life, but draw a card, and just kind of have a grindy value stream from that going on and on and on. If we get a lot of vampires, then we get a Champion of Dusk, get to draw tons of cards. If we get build a wide board, we have Twilight Prophet. We do have 2 Sanctum Seekers, which kind of get in extra damage, similar with Cruel Celebrant. We can make a big swing, maybe drain them out with enough damage that they're not going to do the math right. Similar thing with Marvin Fane. It's a really good way to just be able to keep using Sorin's tick up to deal 3 damage, gain 3 life, which will finish a game a lot quicker than a lot of people think. And then we also just have our basic vampire structure here. We have Vampire Lords, Legion Lieutenant, Knight of the Even Legion, Legion's Lieutenant, Danto Vanguard, which is great whenever you get the +1 onto a Danto Vanguard to give it a counter and lifelink and Death Touch till end of turn. Really good with an indestructible creature. Not too shabby at all. And then we just kind of go crazy. We have one Alinda, a couple of the fun cards in here that you don't typically play as often, because we can get them down for free, and so might as well. And then we do have 2 copies of the other Sorin because it's amazing. And that's it. Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay, see how this goes, and wish me luck. Alrighty. Yeah, so with these videos during the event, I'm going to be kind of talking through all of it instead of cutting out in between each game. And where's my audio? Did he pop this out? I just realized that I'm not hearing myself, and it might be because Ammon was chewing on everything, and I might be, I don't know, we'll see. Do we have audio here? Huh. I don't know where my audio went. You guys are hearing it in the desktop. I just, for some reason, I'm not getting it through here. Weird. All right, well, we're going to keep this. This is good. We have Knight of the Even Legion into maybe the Legion Lieutenant. We can make this a really big creature really quick, actually. So we're not going to go for Dusk Legion Zealots just yet. We're going to swing in for 2. So let me read all of this for you. So Knight of the Even Legion, it gets +3/+3. It gains Death Touch until end of turn. So they're not going to want to deal with it. And then whenever a player loses 4 or more life this turn, it gets a counter onto it. So at the beginning of your end step is when that happens. So play that. Pump this guy. Swing in for 7 on turn 3. Get a counter. All right, so I am hearing noise. I think that something's just off on my audio here. Sorry, guys. Let me fix this really quick so I can hear what's going on. And it's probably because I let my son slobber all over my audio, my stuff. I mean, it makes sense. That could probably cause issues. All right, well, let's... I think we just do it again. I mean, honestly, that's not a bad play. Well, you know what? Let's go Dusk Legion Zealot, Adanto Vanguard, swing it in. If they take the damage, Knight of the Even Legion grows more. And we can also just pump it on the next turn. They take it all. Okay. Down to 8. They have to have like a board wipe or something. I don't know what they can play here. This is actually really insane. This is a very good, very good deck so far from what I've seen. Like we tested it against 3x6 for a while in that video, and it did really well there. I don't have a ton of removal, so honestly, this deck can be tweaked a little bit to get a little bit more removal. All right, so they do bring down a Healer's Hawk. Okay. So I think what we're going to do here is pass the turn. Opponent swings in. Just trying to gain as much life as possible. All right. That's fine. Pass to my turn. Well, now we play that. Legion Lieutenant. Swing it in. They can kill Legion Lieutenant, so let's hold that back. All right, chump blocks. That's fine. Let's in a ton of damage down to 15. Or sorry, down to. Or yeah, they gain life there, so to 12. Get a counter here. I mean, if they get the Sephara out, Winged Words. Well, that's a bummer. I think that these are officially ruined now. Opponent saying good game and scoops it up. This deck is solid. This deck is not too bad at all. All right. I have to make my notes because I'm starting to play so many decks now. I'm starting to lose track of what I'm doing. All right, so 1-0 so far with the Sorin Vampires, and having 2 Sorin Planeswalkers that are both crazy powerful, very, very good for us. We like it a lot. Let me see if there's another way I can get audio here. I want to see if it's something with the mic or... We shall see. Yeah, I think I just had these broke. I had my son slobbering on my headphone jacks, which is probably not the best idea. It's hard because it entertains him, and sometimes that's the best thing ever. We're going to keep this. We have the Scry here with the Temple of Silence, which I am a big fan of these new lands. I'm debating how often you play this over something else. Knight of the Even Legion, yeah. We already drew our 4th land, so... That's not bad. I mean, it really is a very powerful card. In fact, we almost want that over this Thorn or Adanto Vanguard. We kind of do. It's really weird. Because if we can swing in with it and start growing it, it does more damage overall. Where Vanguard... I don't know, yeah. So I'm thinking that I like this Knight even better than Vanguard, being able to pump him next turn and swing in. Or we can pump him and have him gain Death Touch as a blocker. Not too shabby at all. Okay, Dreadhorde Arcanist. No blocks. Taker beats this turn. Oh yeah, so play Swamp. Just pass the turn. We can make him into a 4/5 Death Touch blocker for 3 mana. We will do that. Let's see if they realize that. So they're going to swing in, it looks like. All right, so we block here. Hopefully they don't have shock. They might be shocking in response. Okay, nope. All right, they're dead. Cool. Yep, that's an oops. All right, so we have Bishop of Rebirth for next turn. Let's let's see here. All right, we're going to swing in with this knight and pay for it. And then we're just going to play Legion Landing. Grow our Knight of the Even Legion. Play this. We want a little bit more of a board for Sorin once we bring it out. It's also better if we already have something in the graveyard. And so the life gain is nice, especially against this like Naya aggro deck. But it also might just come in quick enough to kind of hurt them. We want to grow the Knight of the Even Legion first, so it's big enough by itself. All right, so whenever it enters the battlefield, they get to scry. That's good. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature, so they have to cast the spell that targets it, which is really good with a good pump deck. All right, so next, swing in with the knight. It has Death Touch, so if they block, we can pump it and kill both of these guys. We're totally fine with that. Do we just want to pump it, actually? Play Vanguard? Another Legion's Landing? Vengeant Vampire comes down the next turn. Honestly, yeah, I think that we just kind of hold on to our hand for now. I was going to try to get down this Bishop of Rebirth, but again, it only does so much for us as well. So, a Danto Vanguard, pass the turn, get a counter onto it. It's a 3/4. Get us swinging for quite a bit of damage next turn if they swing at us. And we just hope they don't have a Feather. They did finally get the mana for it. A Feather can start making things really bad. Although the Vengeant Vampire, if we find land, will be good next turn. We could also just flip the Legion Landing and Vengeant Vampire. Sorin's also not bad for next turn. Swings in, swings in. Yeah, we're going to say no blocks. We could let Vanguard die, bring it back with Bishop of Rebirth or something like that. But let's pass to my turn. Let's kind of see what we can do first. The life gain that we get from Sorin is really good. And that's mana for Vengeant Vampire as well. We can actually pump the Knight of Even Legion with Sorin. So yeah, let's just play Sorin. Attack in. We flip Legion's Landing. We get to pump the Knight. Gain a crap ton of life. It's going to be very difficult for them to keep up with this. Swing it in. Flip Legion's Landing. All right, God's Willing has protection. That's really annoying. That is actually really good. So the God's Willing, that just means that it doesn't take any damage from the Knight of the Even Legion. So we're not going to pump it because it won't do anything good for us here. We're just going to create another blocker. Hopefully try to keep Sorin alive a little longer. But that's another thing that they're going to have to deal with. Ooh, they block there. Oh, that's fine. All right, yeah, we'll pay for there. And then we'll pump here. Ultimately, we're still gaining plenty of life. We make it indestructible so that it at least doesn't die. We don't get to do the damage to his guy. We could have brought it back with Sorin, but I'd rather keep Sorin alive. Get the focus towards Sorin. Bring him down to 3. They're not going to be able to do too much here. Besides, they have to block the Knight. They could have a ton of pump here. There's a big chance that they just pump like crazy and we die. But I think overall we're going to be in okay shape here. I think that this is... Oh, man, they've gone pretty wide. But how do you actually finish the game is the question. This is definitely a Feather deck. Naya Feather. And it's looking pretty solid. They're going to have to focus towards Sorin. Gives it lifelink. Ooh, that's bad. Forgot about that. Gideon can give their stuff lifelink. Well, Vengeant Vampire comes down next turn and Legion's Landing number 2. We get 2 blockers, or 2 more creatures available to us. Sorin does die. Boo. Alright, passes my turn. Gideon goes away. 7 mana. Or sorry, 7 life. Here, let's tap this. Tap to add mana. Let's see. What all can we do? Yeah, let's tap to add mana. Play Legion's Landing. Because we're going to flip it. I think we're going to attack with everything. Vengeant Vampire is so difficult for these guys to deal with, I think, from this point. Oh, man. Do we need to get rid of Gideon? The lifelink is really annoying. If they have a pump spell, it can be very bad for us. 4... So 3, 4... If they don't block, they're dead. So this gets rid of Dreadhorde Arcanus, which gets rid of God's Willing, gets rid of a few other things. So, I mean, I think this is still worthwhile. We might be okay with that dying. With Bishop of Rebirth. Interesting. Yeah, we're fine with that dying. Gain a life, back up to 17. Get another counter onto Knight. They're down to 2. If we find the other Sorin, we get to just fling a vampire in for 3 damage. So we're in pretty good shape. Not too bad at all. They probably will have to give him indestructible to even swing in. Which, okay, Thorn Lieutenant. Swings in. No lifelink available to him. He hasn't pumped anything yet, right? All right, no blocks. If you want to pump it, that's fine. We're just gonna swing. We also have the Adanto event, the last fort as well, which isn't too bad. And Myvern Fane. Yeah, so this is pretty good. Let's see. What do we want to do? All right, so we swing in here. They have to block this. They have to block this not to die. We bring them down to 1. We get another token. We get to kill something else. They only have Gideon. Unless they have a 10th District Legionnaire that kind of saves them. All right, we're just going to swing with everything. Create another vampire as a blocker. And then we get to bring down Bishop of Rebirth as well, which gets to, I mean, it won't really do too much for us, but we get to bring it back. And I'm actually really glad they're trying to kill the Vengeant Vampire. That's exactly what we want. God's Willing. Okay, that's fine. That's better than them targeting the Gruul Spellbreaker. This guy can gain a lot of life for them next turn. So their protection... Oh, it's the only option. So yeah, we do target Thorn Lieutenant. They get to create a token, resolve. They're down to 1, though. They have to try to gain life for the next turn. So that means they have to swing in with 10th District Legionnaire. Play Bishop of Rebirth. Pass the turn. And how long can they maintain this? I don't know. Maybe they can keep it going for a while. We'll see. Oh man, this has been a really grindy match, and I did not expect it to be grindy for what we're playing. So yeah, this is the Naya Pump deck with Feather, which luckily they haven't found Feather, but they found they found just enough to stay alive so far. At the same time, are they going to have enough here? I don't know. The question is, do they have like Reckless Rage? I think Reckless Rage could save them. I'm not sure if the creature does damage or if Reckless Rage does it. But yeah, they give it lifelink. They give it Colossus. Oh my goodness. Wow. Nice. Very nice. That's a crap ton of life to gain right now. If we can have removal for the Elf Warrior. Huh. Oh my goodness. You've got to be kidding me. Domri's ambush. They get to gain the life. He gets to grow the 10th District Legionnaire. Gets to swing in. I guess we chump block. Wow. Up to 21. We just reversed the rolls. That's insane. That's just insane. I mean, the card draw they get from Season of Growth, which adds a ton to the deck. Season of Growth apparently really good. Oh, that was rough. We played that, I think, as best we could. We didn't draw into all of the pieces that I wish that we had, but I mean, we did play it, I think, decently well. That was just rough. That was very rough. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. All right, quick plug real quick for the Facebook. Please, if you guys are watching, hit that follow button, like the page, all that kind of stuff. We greatly appreciate it. And yeah, this is looking like a really good hand. Like it a lot. Well, really good, as in we have really good turn 1, turn 2 drops, which is typically what we want. If we find a Sorin, we can play Vengeant Vampire on turn 3, and that's going to be a little bit broken. And then if not, turn 3, swing in, pay for Knight of the Even Legion. Also really, really good for us. All right, go Knight. We need another name for this. Saying Knight of the Even Legion every time is a little bit much, I think. All right, shock. Well, all right, well, there's Sorin. Let's Cruel Celebrant. Pass the turn. And I mean, Vengeant Vampire, especially if this is like a red burn deck, this is going to be pretty solid. Chart, of course. Lots of card draw. That's fine. Another Knight. All right, pay 2 life, Sorin. It's almost worth just ticking up here to get it out of range of burn. But let's get down to the Vengeant Vampire. Swing in. Down to 19, pass the turn. Where's Haunt of Hightower? I didn't fit it in. I was trying really hard to make it happen, and it just didn't quite fit into the deck. I know it's a little bit awkward. I really wish that I went for Vengeant Vampire over Haunt of the Hightower and Vona and Bishop of Rebirth. So maybe I could take down one copy of Bishop of Rebirth for Haunt of Hightower. It's not as good as a lot of these other ones. Where like playing it on turn 3, getting it, I think it does discard when it enters. So then you would get it down to a 4/4 flying with lifelink. So that is really good. And does it also make him discard when it attacks? So maybe bringing in 1 or 2 Haunt of Hightowers would be worthwhile too. I might do another version of this deck just to do that kind of stuff. So we'll see. All right, well, Knight of the Eben Legion and Danto Vanguard. Godless Shrine tapped. I mean, we're playing everything. Tick up. Put a counter onto... I guess Cruel Celebrant. This way it gives it Death Touch. Hopefully they miss that part of it. They may not read that it has Death Touch, and we can get in a little bit more. But this also gives us more lifelink. 6 life gained, up to 24. They're down to 13. We get to grow our Knight of the Even Legion. Feels pretty good. I mean, it's hard to deal with that. I think that this deck is probably playing the does 2 damage to any creature without flying in red. Which we can just save our Adanto Vanguard. They can try to kill Sorin here by doing damage to us and then something. Doesn't have anything. Wow, alright. Samet's Sprint. That does kill Sorin. And, I mean, they kind of have to kill Sorin, but we also get to swing in with a 5/6, a 2/1, a 3/1, a 4/4. It might keep him just off of lethal. I don't know. So I think having a blocker is going to be better for them here because we get to do a lot of damage. Oh, and a Planeswalker died. We get to ping in. All right. Oh, another Knight. How about that? So play the Knight. We're going to get a counter onto it as well. And now if any of our stuff dies, they're basically going to be dead. So swing in. Pay for it. This is so fast. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's lethal anyway. They had to stay back as a blocker, but if we had Sword, we would have gained even more life. This deck is insane. I really think that Sorin is a little bit broken. I'm not sure. I think this... Are there decks that can deal with this? Yeah, there's Ritual of Soot. There's lots of board wipes. There's lots of things that can kind of race it, but... I mean, vampires are just resilient. They're very resilient. I mean, they're vampires, but they in the format in standard, they've really done well with making the vampires really good. So we're gonna keep this. I actually kind of like this. We get a Gauntlet Shrine to Even Legion, into Temple of Silence. If we don't find a good 2-drop here. Oh, we found a good 2-drop. Okay, never mind. All right, pay 2 life. Definitely worth it with this fella. Knight of Grace, eh? Alright, Legion Lieutenant. No attacks. This has first strike, so it'll kill us before we get to do damage to it. And it has Hexproof from black, which is annoying. But I think that if we get down to Maverick Fane, I'm assuming he probably swings in here. Try to be a little bit more aggressive. We could technically double block, so maybe he doesn't, but I'm not planning on it. Yeah, no blocks. Take it. We want to get down this Maverick Fane and swing in, or just grow the Knight of the Even Legion. Ooh, and another Knight. That's not bad. All right. Maverick Fane. Swing it in. Down to 16 past the turn. We're going to create a lifelinker every turn that's a 2/2. It's going to be a little bit difficult for them to really deal with. Next turn we get another Knight. Hopefully into this Champion of Dust, which draws us, refills our hand. This is for, so it draws X cards and you lose X life. So we have to be a little bit careful, but X is the number of vampires we control. So we can't let our life go down too low, because we are going to be growing our board pretty big. No blocks. We'll take 3. Down to 12. That's fine. Knight as well. All right, so we didn't lose 4 life. Another Knight. Ah, that's good. This is an issue. So here's the question. Do we hold up the ability to pump this Knight of the Even Legion? All right, so we swing in here. Let's see what they do. I'm thinking that they tried double blocking here. They can kill it by blocking with, I think, all of the knights, but we also have Death Touch, so we can kill all 3 of them if they block. So best thing for them, maybe just block 1. These knights are going to be a little bit annoying. Our lifelinkers will help us a lot, though. And we still pay for it. Opponent's going to lose some life. We are going to bring out another Even Legion, paying 2 life for it. A little bit rough, especially with this Champion of Dust coming out. But we get some counters onto these guys. And it's going to be a little bit more difficult from the swing with these Knight of Grace, except for the History of Benalia. Ooh, this is rough. Radiant Destiny for Knights. Man, Knight of Even Legion with Knights. Pretty good play there, my friend. All right, so we need these guys to block and gain life. We'll have this guy block a big fella. We actually are not dead here. The issue is that they have Vigilance. And we cannot play Champion of Dusk now. We're still alive with it as it is. So we take it down to 4. We gain 2 life or 4 life from these guys. We take 4 from there down to 4. Blast Zone. Ooh. That gives us hope. Oh man, we can't play the Champion of Dusk. But if we kill the knights here, good game. We're gonna go ahead and play the Champion of Dusk. We draw 4 cards, lose 4 life, and we're dead. They had lethal because we didn't have enough blockers there. All right, so knights got a lot better at that as well. So apparently knights are very good these days. We're gonna play one more game with this one. I'll end the video here with YouTube, and then we'll jump into another one here on the stream. Oh man, that was pretty good. I mean, that was a really long game. We've had some really grindy matchups with this deck so far. It's been crazy. All right, up against Synth. Bring it on, Synth. Bring it on, my friend. All right, so here we go. Another Knight of the Even Legions. That's not bad. I mean, honestly, it's been playing really consistently. I've been very impressed. I've been really impressed with this card. Very, very impressed. I think that we could probably use a little bit more removal in our deck, which if you're playing best of 3, that's something that you can kind of do as well there. Blast Zone is annoying. Let's get down a Danto Vanguard, though. Yeah, just pass the turn. Sorry, my nose is all itchy. All right, we're good. Pass the turn. We can't attack into this guy. He'll just block us. Doesn't do any damage. Not worth our time. I'm liking these. Ooh. Do you guys see that? That looks really nice. The Chandra is kind of like floating flames and stuff. Or World Shaper. Oh. This is World Shaper Muldrotha. There's some pretty cool stuff that you can do with this. Whenever it attacks, you put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. And we are not putting up enough of a blocker. And then it gets to put all lands from the graveyard onto the battlefield tapped. We really need to kill this right now. Which, I guess we just swing in. I could get down Maverick Fane, but I think we just swing in. We're just going to go for damage. World Shaper doesn't do a whole lot to us. It doesn't do a whole lot for them until anything else happens here. Do we kill the Grazier, or do we get down card draw? Let's go ahead and kill this guy. We're going to have to get rid of it sometime anyway. We typically go wide with this deck too. We don't get the counter on tonight because we only did 3 points of damage, but that was pretty good. Opponent's going to swing in. Yeah, let's see what they mill. Crucible of Worlds and a 1-land Hydrocrisis. That's okay. That's fine. Let's see here. On our turn, we get Sorin. We can.
It is an honor to meet you.
Tamio is really annoying. Gets land from the graveyard back to hand. Is this a Tatyova deck? Alright, pass them my turn. Ooh, there we go. Sanctum Seeker. Alright, now we get to kill Tamio. Here. Swing in here. 2 vampires are attacking. We get some triggers with Sanctum Seeker. Very, very good for us. Down to 14. Pass the turn. Get rid of that Tamio. And, I mean, just hope that they don't have anything crazy here. Carnage Tyrant could be really bad. We can still race the Carnage Tyrant with a Sanctum Seeker, though. We just have to build wide enough that we get through with damage. So I think this is okay. There's so many spicy decks that are out there right now. Blast Zone can be pretty good for them. We have multiple converted mana costs, though. They can maybe... Yeah, so there's another Tamio. Gets back, what, Crucible Worlds? Alright, digs. I love that they're actually revealing these top 4 cards now, where once it happens, it actually does reveal the top 4 for us down in like a revealed zone. Alright, Risen Reef. Okay, I guess they mills them over, so it doesn't matter. Risen Reef, what does Risen Reef do? I don't even remember. I have no clue. All right, pass to my turn. Ooh, that's good. All right, we will not attack with Knight of the Even Legion here because it'll die to World Shaper. Or maybe we just go aggressive. Maybe, I don't know. Tamio, I think we're okay with. Yeah, let's just swing in like this. We don't get as much pingage. We could probably do quite a bit of damage there. Block Sanctum Seeker. They get a lot of lands back from the graveyard, but no value for their ETB effects at the moment. I actually need to go check out what Risen Reef is. Risen Reef, I'm Googling it because I do not know this card right now. All right, whenever Risen Reef or another elemental enters the battlefield. All right, so let's pay the 4 life, yes. Next. All right, so whenever it enters the battlefield under control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't, so they're just doing like massive lands, something or other. So yeah, if you get to put it onto the battlefield, otherwise you get to put it into your hand. I mean, that's a really good card. Risen Reef actually is an insane card. All right, Knight of Even Legion got bigger. They're gonna have to either board wipe us or suffer the consequences. Which there's not a ton of board wipes. Oh, this could be a fog deck. This could be a fog deck. Which Sanctum Seeker dodges fog because it loses life rather than deals combat damage. So as long as we get to swing in with Sanctum Seeker before Nexus of Fate comes out. Oh, that's interesting. Do they have 7 or more lands? If they have 7 more lands and they get the, there's a card. There has to be 7 or more lands of, is it different names? There's a, there's a card that turns everything into zombies. Like every time a land enters the battlefield, they get a 2/2 zombie. And so there's some really, really cool things they could do here. So I love playing against an opponent that is playing fun stuff. If this is just like Nexus of Fate, which is extra turn spells, then I'm going to boo them. Nissa. All right, Nissa's really good. That still doesn't kill us, but they get to Scapeshift, and all the lands do come into the battlefield tapped. They have 6 mana now available to them. And what you gonna play? All right, Scapeshift after they have a creature out. All right, that was a good play. They have a blocker. Scapeshift. So Scapeshift sacrifice any number of lands. They sacrifice everything. They search your library for that many land cards, put them on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. The issue with this type of card right now is that the timer goes really quick. And the scroll method that they have for finding your land cards is actually not very good. It's so finicky that it's a little bit difficult. So yeah, they do have Field of the Dead. All right, so this is Resolve. Yeah, this is amazing. So cool. Absolutely love it. We're going to win with Twilight Prophet, but this is really cool stuff that they're doing. Oh, man, that's really, really cool. All right, pass to my turn. They created 6 zombies. Is it fast enough, though? We're going to do 5 points of damage with Sanctum Seeker. Yeah, pass to my turn. Champion of Death draws us lots of cards. Twilight Prophet, however, just means if they don't kill us in a turn or two, that we actually will just win the game by pinging them down with the gain, with everything we gain from there, as well as swinging in with the Twilight Prophet. So let's. I think we just passed the turn. Nissa's annoying. Tamio's also annoying. They get Scapeshift back from the graveyard. It's just target card. So they can go grab. They can get a lot more zombies again. They have to have land cards with different names, though. And the odds of them having that again, they didn't. Evolving Wilds gets to get another zombie. I mean, they can do some fun stuff, but we also have lethal on board now. Especially with Sorin in hand. We can Sorin. If we find the other Sorin, we shouldn't be able to lose. World Shaper. Okay. I see what they're trying to do with World Shaper now. This is a really fun deck. All right, looks like they have another Scapeshift, maybe.
The land fights for us.
The biggest thing is with Sorin, we're going to gain so much life. I don't know how they come back with just zombies. The 2/2 zombies are good and everything, but if we bring Sorin down, we get a ping in 1 point of damage. Twilight Prophet, they don't have a blocker for that yet. And Evolving Wilds can do some fun stuff here. Tamio can grab a land, maybe to get enough here. They don't have 7 or more lands anymore, though. Oh, wait, they do because of these guys. That's right.
No tale should be this
All right, grabs a Blast Zone. They already used Nissa, so they can't use Blast Zone this turn. And as of right now, we have lethal. All right, pass to my turn. Twilight Prophet, please hit something big. There's a Vona. There's a Vona for ya. Oh, and another Sanctum Seeker. All right, now we just have ultimate lethal. Yes! All right, so Sanctum Seeker, we would have been able to do like 20 points of damage with that swing. That was good. All right, we love it. All right, that's the last one for this deck. Let's go ahead and do jump into the wrap up with this one. I absolutely love Vampires where they're at right now. There's so many fun things. The hardest part is tweaking it to your liking. I think that you can definitely add a lot more removal than I had in this one. At the same time, it's such an aggressive deck that you kind of just want to be going towards damage. at the same time, you need to have ways to answer Lifelinkers, I think, like Lyra's, that kind of stuff. Is that more of a sideboard card that you don't really bring into a best of one format? Maybe. I really don't know. There's a lot of interesting things you can do with this. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.